So Crane up on the barrier. Now you got to race control kind of going to him right there. He's okay. But is that Toyota okay? I'll take a look at that driver's side front tire. So here's a look at it one more time. That's Crane, the 742. The Toyota comes around, catches a little bit of that wall on this. He can't get anywhere, gets locked in on it and gets stuck on top of it. And there's nothing he can do. It's all the waiting game at that point. Adam Crane. There's a look at it right there. There's a look at that tire. Yeah, take another look. Here's Chris Dahl. 258. And just getting a little loose and comes off course and hits a couple barriers, but able to get back on, a couple cones. Like Mark says, better than hitting a tractor tire. So Chris Dahl will come out with the victory on that one. As we try to pull Crane's rig off that barrier. And a great look at the crowd out here hanging out with us. Our Global Rally Cross Championship. Going to send it back down, third member of the team. From ESPN Radio, it's all about Brando. Take it away, Brando.
Thanks, guys. Down here in the paddocks, Team Subaru, like I said, Dave Mirra's been keeping busy. Dave, talk us through what just went down and caused the car back end to practically fall off here.
Well, you know what, man? As you can see, the STI's dialed. My Subaru today, Vermont Sports Cars, have it dialed in. And I feel like, you know, I kind of was reeling Jernberg in just a little bit. We were racing, it was good, and I came out, I couldn't, you know, the mud on the windshield being behind somebody is very, very difficult. One thing I made a point of is putting my windshield wipers on before the race started, because I know Jernberg had the pole position. His car's quick off the line as well. We were side by side. I gave him the, you know, I said I'm not going to fight for the entry of the first, you know, barnyard. All mud, trying to wash the windows. I was missing some lines, missed a gear, you know, over revved in the garage at one point. Had to turn it off, turn it back on. You know, it's a safe mode, and I mean the car was running amazing. I feel like I'm driving where I want to drive. I just got on the gas a little bit too soon coming out of the warehouse.
Now, initially, it was thought that maybe you guys were done for the day, but it looks like your crew is working in overtime to get this thing going. What's your take right now?
Well, if anybody can get this fixed, it's going to be these guys right here. They're the best.
Awesome, man. Dave, really appreciate it, brother, and best of luck along the way. Dave Mirra, fellas, back up to you.
Wow. Now, I'll tell you what. If the Subaru Rally team could put that car back together after what Dave did to it, I'll be very surprised. But you know what? I've been wrong before, you know, and if those guys could do it, like Dave Mirra has all the faith in his crew for sure.
Well, when you think back to Irwindale, Dave Mirra came back from every single heat with broken right rear suspension, and that crew got him out every single time.
That's right, every time it was,
Every time. So, as he just said, if anyone can get him out, those are the guys that can get him out.
Well, they were thinking at first that Mirra's not going to have another chance to get back out there because that car was totally worked from the rear end of it. But you see the Team Subaru working feverishly to get things done. Great fans on hand. We've had tons of people out here. Our best turnout here in the second stop of your Global Rallycross Championship. Don't forget the third and final stop. These guys are trying to earn a spot into X Games. That's coming up in June. So all more racing coming up for you. The two-wheel drive category is locked and loaded, ready to do some more racing. It's all coming up, your Global Rallycross Championship from Snoqualmie, Washington.
Coming this spring and summer, Rallycross.
And here we go.
These cars are capable of 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds.
Sprint-style racing.
This is going to be exciting. It's going to be a game of chicken.
A mixed surface of pavement and dirt.
He may never make it.
Jumps, turns, transitions, and straights. High horsepower, street legal compact cars. a world-class field of drivers and teams. It's like a video game in real life.
Terrible day for him.
The Global Rallycross Championship.
Oh, he goes here too. He goes in over in. Unbelievable.
Only on ESPN.
Oh my goodness.
Find out more at ESPN.com/GRC.
Well, Brad J up here, of course, Mark Williams alongside, and we have seen a lot of things. We've seen Andy Manson just bury that nose into the 70-foot jump. Things didn't go good for him, didn't have the speed. We saw Folsom roll over. We saw Dave Mirra almost completely destroy his vehicle. There's a lot of carnage going on, right?
It sure is. There's a lot of great racing as well. I mean, Mirra was really hounding down Michael Jernberg. You've seen some dominance from Andreas Eriksson, a much better second run from Tanner Faust. It just doesn't stop.
It doesn't, and right now we had the third round, the final race in the third round for the two-wheel drive categories. We still got the third round, the all-wheel drive. That is coming up for you as well. But I'll tell you what, if Dave Mirra can get that Subaru, his Team Subaru can put that car back together and get him out here, I'll be amazed. But then you brought it up just a little while ago too as well. In Irwindale, what was it, like 10 times?
Let's just say Dave must buy an awful lot of crates of beer for that team.
A lot of monsters as well, I'm sure. So it's all coming up for you. The final race here of the third round for your two-wheel drive category. It's a lot of fun out here at ESPN3.com. We welcome all you guys watching us out here. But now this is all where it's boiling down. Now time is running out to try and get into the A final, right? So now we take a look at it right now.
So you've got Michael Eriksson. He's been the fastest in the first two heats. You've got Randy Zimmer, and you've got Matt Johnson. And Matt Johnson apparently had a lot of suspension issues and just rebuilt it all in time for this heat.
So Zimmer, Eriksson, and MJ, and we're off.
Matthew Johnson got a much better start that time, but once again, it's Michael Eriksson and that beautiful Porsche 996 into the bottom corner, into the boneyard, starting to accelerate out. And as this track dries out, that only plays into the hand of that Porsche. He didn't like it too much when it was pouring with rain yesterday, but he can let that power really come down to the track as it starts to dry out. So Randy Zimmer has a little bit of a problem coming through the boneyard, but it's Michael Eriksson on the start. On the warehouse straight, into the warehouse. Bright daylight now as the sun shines, gets a little squiggly under braking, comes out of the warehouse, doesn't drift at all despite the rear wheel drive, 350 horsepower in that Porsche. He's going to take the Joker lap first, lines it up. Remember, two-wheel drive cars don't jump. Goes through the Joker. Matthew Johnson takes the long route. This is the strategy Michael Eriksson has played all day. He likes to get out in front, stay in front. Matthew Johnson is going around the hairpin now. Just if he can fix that suspension, we know Matthew Johnson, Mr. Spectacular, is a very, very fast driver. Just needs to have the car under him to let him show that. So Matthew Johnson coming through the boneyard now. He hasn't taken the Joker lap, whereas Michael Eriksson inside the warehouse has. Randy Zimmer now goes into the warehouse in second place. He took the Joker lap on the first lap as well. 3 laps to go for these guys. Zimmer comes out of the warehouse, down into the short chute. Flicks it right, flicks it left, through the puddle. Eriksson goes around the hairpin there. Nice and tidy, keeps it clean. Goes through the funnel. A lot of power there. The dust flies up behind him as the course dries out into the boneyard.
And once again, he has never been behind either yesterday or today. Eriksson's been running his race.
Well, he's got all the acceleration off the line in the Porsche, and he's managed to get that power down. He's not spinning the wheels, and he's going where he wants to go. 2 laps to go now for Michael Eriksson. He had a problem with the cooling yesterday on that car. He's not got the problem today. So Michael Eriksson in the warehouse. Comes out the other side. He's very clean as he comes out. The Mazda Miata of Randy Zimmer goes across the bumps as they come through the S's. Into the warehouse, into the darkness. There are lights in there. It's difficult to see them, but there are lights inside the warehouse. And then out into the bright sunshine. Through the kink, into the short chute. Surface changes from tarmac to gravel to tarmac to gravel as they come through there. Seesawing away at the wheel in the little rear-wheel drive Miata. comes down into the hairpin section as Matt Johnson now takes the Joker lap. He overtakes Randy Zimmer, doesn't obviously close up enough on Michael Erickson, but he's made a good time. And this is all about times. Matt Johnson's currently got the 3rd position, which would put him in the A main, so he just wants another solid time there. Michael Erickson is on his last lap. Matthew Johnson comes across the line, sees the 1 lap to go board. Everybody's taking the Joker lap now, so as Matthew Johnson comes into the warehouse for the last time, Michael Erickson comes out of the warehouse into the short chute. He's enjoying this day as it goes on. It's getting better and better for Michael Erickson. He sees the sunshine, he's happy, he's got the rolling hills like Sweden. He's in a great place right now.
He sure is, and he's been doing it all weekend long. You got to give it up for Erickson, and it doesn't look like there's a scratch on that car.
You don't want to scratch a Porsche, do you?
You sure don't, not a 2002, that's for sure.
So Erickson comes through the funnel. Beautiful plume of dust as he comes through into the boneyard for the last time. That Porsche rides those bumps in there, the ones that put Crane against the wall really well. And Michael Erickson comes across the line to take another dominant win in 2-wheel drive heat racing.
Some good driving once again. Michael Erickson doing it right.
Matthew Johnson comes across the line to take 2nd. And remember, it's all about the times. He's got 2 good times already. He's going to get a final. He wants to be in the A final. And then followed by Randy Zimmer across the line.